Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play ZigClimb. Last time we had a fairly mediocre set of runs, but I'm going to have another go. So, we're being approached by a D already. As you may remember from last time, now that we have a bit more knowledge from the creator of the game about how the weapon versus monster system works, I think we should be able to take out the D without too much stress. So, let's wait for it to approach and then, yeah, one-hit it. This percent symbol to our top left should be, or to our sort of northwest direction, should be an armour, but of course it could be detrimental, so hold on. Yeah, okay, up to 1 and 4, so we're a bit more resilient, but perhaps the most important statistical bump up we can get is a weapon, and there's one right there. So that's up to 3 and 4. So if level 1 enables us to one-hit enemies up to and including D enemies, then this should make us E and F compatible. I actually didn't mean to walk onto the stairs just there. We can probably take out the H, but it might be tough. Yeah, that just didn't work at all. And there's my Bandicam. Let's minimise that. And then reopen this. Because the game closes whenever you lose all of your health. Let's try that again, shall we? Let's go for this potion. And up here, hide, so that hopefully the F won't follow us. Grab that weapon. So we're up to 3 and 1. So again, we can take out E's and F's. So we should be able to fight this thing. Yeah, we didn't one-hit it, but we did take it out without too much difficulty. Did take 1 hit of damage, which is not ideal, but never mind. And I don't know if I made this clear enough in the previous video, after learning about this from the developer, but those asterisk symbols, which are sometimes dropped, aren't just a score thing. They actually occupy a space, which means you can use them to block enemies in. So, let's drop down here and get this armour, which has given us 3 and 2, and we'll head for the stairs. I said a minute ago that I didn't mean to walk onto the stairs, and that's because I've been playing other roguelikes in which you can walk across the stairs and just come back to them and use them another time. But in this, as soon as you touch the stairs, then you use them. So we need to try and dodge that H as much as possible, because that's too strong for us. The G's are also too strong for us, so hopefully we can sneak around here. The H is noticing us. Gonna just have to make a run for the stairs, I think. Yeah. So we're healed up. Okay, we should be able to take out that E and the D as well. See, the D can't get past that gem that's right ahead of us here. So we'll take it out like that, grab these gems. Because we have no choice, we grab them as soon as we walk over them. Our armour is now up to 3 as well. So we're doing okay for this point in the game. Oh, that's not stairs, that's a weapon. As with armour, weapons can actually reduce your weapon stats, so it's always a bit of a gamble. And that had no effect at all, we're still 3 and 3. And of course you don't get experience points or anything, so like some other games, such as stuff like the Slimy Lich Mummy, combat is to be undertaken advisedly. Be aware that you need to think about whether combat is actually going to be an advantage to you, because you don't gain anything just from fighting. Wow, that was a good piece of armour. It bumped us up to 3 and 8, which is mighty. I'm going to head for the stairs simply because we were surrounded by some enemies that could have given us trouble there. Hopefully this lot will fight each other a bit. They're not, though. Combat amongst enemies can be a lifesaver, but they're not really going for it today. That's given us 8 and 8, so hopefully we should be stronger now. Let me work this out. We only have 1 health left, but let me just work out what weapon level 8 will be. So 1 is up to D, so then 2 is E, 3 is F, 4 is G, 5 is H, 6 is I, 7 is J, so this is actually K. we should be able to take out everything up to and including K without much difficulty. But with only 1 health point left, I'd rather avoid that gamble if I possibly can. But lots of J's doing the rounds here. Going to grab this armour. That took us up to armour 10. I had a feeling that was going to weaken us, but it actually didn't. Potion, yes. Need that. There probably isn't much more to grab around here, so let's just take the stairs. Okay, so we're actually weapon 8, armour 10 at the moment, which is pretty good. I mean, we're only on dungeon level 5, which is still pretty early. So our stats are looking good for this early stage in the game. If we can maintain this pattern, then we can probably do quite well. Here we've got weapon and armour, but again they may weaken our stats. So is it worth the gamble? I'm going to say yes. Weapon 9, armour 7. So the armour actually dramatically weakened us. The weapon was a good pickup, but the armour was not. So I think one of the things you have to deal with in this game is the question of how much is enough. Like our 8 and 10, weapon 8, armour 10, was probably going to be a good arrangement for us to actually make it, if not the whole way, at least most of the way out of the game. So I probably should have just left that alone rather than getting greedy and going for the armour pickup. But I could kind of hear, and that's why I'm not going to pick up that weapon there, because I feel like 9 is pretty good. Although actually that's, I don't know, maybe it's not good enough. I mean, we seem to be doing pretty well against these enemies. But they are just going to get stronger and stronger with each floor, of course. Yeah. We needed more. But I get a little nervous around the pickups. I'm quite a cautious person. Not just in games, but in life in general. That weapon did nothing for us. And it worries me knowing that any weapon or armour I might pick up could actually be detrimental. And, I mean, there was that one that reduced our armour by 3. I don't know if they get worse than that. They might very well. We're now 5 and 6, which is good for this early stage. Yeah, there might be some that actually reduce our armour by 5, or our weapon by 5, for all I know. They might be out there, and if they are, and we pick one of those up, like that actually is a perfect example. That just reduced our armour by 5, so that answers that question. And imagine that you're late on in the dungeon, you're doing fairly well, and then you pick up one of those. That could be absolutely crippling. That could, by itself, result in your death. So, I get very, not nervous, but very wary about picking up any of these pickups. We're up to 5 and 8 now, so that one was a good booster that we just picked up there. But it's so easy to be completely debilitated by one of those isolated bad pickups. And that really kind of, it doesn't stress me, you know, because it's only a game. But it does make me feel very, very wary about actually picking any of these things up. Where I know that a lot of viewers, 6 and 8, pretty good, I know that a lot of viewers think I'm too cautious. But this is why, because there's no way of telling whether it's a good one or a bad one. Like, that was a bad one. And the wrong pickup at the wrong time can absolutely ruin an otherwise promising run. And, of course, the later you get into the dungeon, the more debilitating something like that could be. Because if you have, say, armour 10 or weapon 10, and then you pick up the wrong thing, and suddenly you're down from weapon 10 to weapon 5, you are screwed. Because suddenly you effectively can't fight any of the stuff that you've got massing against you on that floor. It's seriously problematic. And for that reason, I dislike picking up weapons and armour if I'm already in a decent position. Okay, we're up to 8 and 9 now, which is alright. It actually might be worth me sticking with this 8-9 setup for as long as possible. So, here's a prime example, actually. I've got health 6, so I've been having to put a few hits into each of these L enemies, so I'm not really strong enough for them. If I grab this weapon, that might push me over the edge, might push me up to weapon 10, weapon 12. But what about if it knocks 5 off, and then I'm completely screwed? I'm going to risk it, but I don't feel comfortable about it. Yeah, it's taking me down to 6. So I was struggling a bit before, taking a lot of damage, and now I'm in a position where even H's are seriously threatening me. I mean, it's a problem. It's a real problem. And you face this gamble, this sort of judgment call every single time you see one of these pickups. And that's what makes me uneasy. That's what... And this isn't a criticism of the game at all. This is me saying that's what makes this game a tense playing experience, rather than just... I know some of you will say, "Oh, you rushed to the stairs too quickly there," and you will no doubt preface it with, like I did just then. But the stairs were right there, and I'm not strong enough to take on these enemies with any degree of reliability. So yes, I rushed the stairs. Okay, I'm backed into a corner here. I'm going to have to try and manoeuvre around it. Like this. The end. We can't take on the ends. We're pretty much finished here. Yeah, we're done. Unless... Oh, okay. What's this thing? Oh, that's an L. Oops. I thought it was a square bracket, which is often the symbol for armour in other roguelikes. I misparsed the information there. An F right off the bat is an unlucky draw. B isn't a problem. I'll need that potion because we've already taken damage, and we've taken more since grabbing the potion. The F is tough. Having Fs standing right by you on the very first floor is very unlucky. Yeah, that was not going to last long no matter what I did. So, let's have another go. A C is much more manageable. Yeah, I mean, that floor full of Fs was a pretty rough early game situation to be in. Hopefully this armour will be good. 1 and 3. I mean, not amazing, but it's at least an improvement. But yeah, this constant judgment call about whether it's worth gambling on picking up a particular weapon or piece of armour is really what makes this game a tense and challenging playing experience. Because you never know whether it's actually going to be an improvement. If you knew that weapons were always going to be beneficial, then it wouldn't be a gamble. The judgment would be, is it worth trying to run over there past those enemies to reach it? But it goes beyond that. Is it worth trying to get past those enemies to reach that weapon when the weapon might actually be harmful? It's an interesting situation, and I think it's a great illustration of the things that can be done to make a very simple game an engaging playing experience. So I applaud Flend, aka Tom Ford, for his achievements in making what could have been an excessively simplistic roguelike actually a tense and challenging playing experience. Alright, let's head for the stairs here. Okay. And take out this E, try to dodge around the J's, like this. Okay, we're down to 7 health, which is not ideal, but weapon and armour is 6 and 9. And there's a potion there, so that bumps our health back up. I think we're now capable of taking the J's without too much difficulty. A bit of difficulty, but not too bad. Anything else lying around? No, looks like not. So let's head up. Okay, G and E shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to grab this armour here once I've cleared out some enemies. Wow, that J was actually quite a threat, as it turned out. So we're up to 8 and 7, which is solid. It's not amazing, but it's a solid position to be in. Health 2 is not, but if we can grab this potion, then our worries will be alleviated. Let's just head for the stairs here. Okay, the eye doesn't trouble me. I'm going to save that health potion in case we need it after battling through some of these enemies. And you can see by letting the enemies all drop their gems and not picking up the gems, I've created this nice little wall in where they have limited access. Like that. So that whole area is mostly walled off, which could actually be quite beneficial. Could allow me to, that weakened our weapon there. Could allow me to actually control the advance of enemies if things get a bit too hectic. I don't know if every enemy drops one of these gems. I probably should have been paying attention to that because it's really not. It's not something I've noticed without consciously paying attention to it. But it's starting to seem like it might be every one of them. Let's grab this weapon. Oh, that one also weakened us. So the last 2 weapon pickups we've had have actually weakened our weapon, which is bad. I mean, we should have a weapon stat of higher than 6 at this point in the game, really. If we're going to make a go of it, we should be doing better than that. Yeah, well, we have some issues here. Could do with that potion. I knew that would expose me to an L, but never mind. I can't really justify heading over northwest towards those M's and that L in the hope of finding a new weapon, so I'm going to just head for the stairs. I think that would be too much of a gamble. Okay, so they're kind of blocked in there. Okay, the L's are more of a concern, but we do need to head out if we're going to find our way around the levels. So let's head this way, deal with the I. Oh my god, an L, an M, and an N is a problem. Anyone want to take out the N for me? Anyone? Fight each other, please. Fight each other. There you go. Almost no health left, which is problematic. Did take out the N. Apparently was strong enough. I didn't think we were powerful enough to do that, but it was a moot point in the end anyway. I'll have maybe 1 or 2 attempts, and this might actually be the last episode of ZigClimb, because as several people have quite correctly pointed out, although this is a good game, a fun game, and possibly an interesting one to watch, it's not one to observe for an extended period, so if I don't get through this game shortly, then I will knock it on the head. I'm not going to keep Let's Playing this forever, though I will continue to play it in my spare time until I beat it. Okay, looks like we've cleared everything out here. Stairs are right there, but we do really need to grab something. There we go. Potion is what I was looking for primarily. Could do the weapon upgrade. We have got an armor upgrade, which is fine, but it's not a good one. You know, it's only taken us up to armor of 3, and we still don't have much striking power here. Okay, there's some stuff. There we go. Weapon 5, armor 4 isn't brilliant, but at least we got a potion out of it. Still don't know where the stairs are. I mean, they could actually be up in the northwest here, for all I know. No. Let's see if we can take out this F. And then dodge over here. Head round, try and bypass all the G's, or G echoes as they turned out to be. And head for the stairs. The E shouldn't be a problem, nor should the F. The I should be okay, actually. Maybe I overestimated my strength there. But again, the E isn't a problem. H maybe. Yeah, that's okay. Could do with more weapons, more armour, particularly more weapons. So I'll have a quick look around here. Yeah. Aha. That did make me fractionally stronger, though not much. And we are shedding health a little, which is kind of a concern. Tempting to go straight for the stairs, but I'm feeling fairly strong at the moment, so I will explore a little bit in the search for some weapons and stuff. Potion is useful. Potion is always a very good pickup. Wow, why am I taking so much damage? I managed to defeat a K before. Okay, one more go. One more. Taking a weirdly high amount of damage there, considering I should have been able to deal with those fairly handily. Still, I'm up to armor 5 now, which is good. That will at least give me that bit of survivability that I seem to have been lacking so far. But I do need to be able to pack more of a punch, so I'm hoping that these weapon pickups, or this weapon pickup, will be good. No, that actually lowered me down to 0. So I have less combat ability than I had before I picked it up. And that's it. Just take the stairs. There's nothing else lying around that I could see. Okay, so that's bumped me up to weapon 3, so that's something. I mean, it's not great for this stage, but it's alright. D shouldn't be a problem. Armour weakened again. My favourite kind of armour, as you're well aware. Yeah, I feel like success in ZigClimb is fairly dependent on the random chance of whether you pick up good armour or weak armour. Or good weapons and weak weapons. Because they can very easily go either way, and you really have no way of determining which way they're going or influencing which way they're going. So, I feel like in that sense you do kind of just have to be lucky. Knowing how the game works and playing with that in mind definitely helps, but I do feel like luck is perhaps the biggest contributing factor in your success or failure. So we're up to 7 and 7 here, which is pretty good, and I feel like that's enough gambling on exploring this floor, so I'm going to head for the stairs. 7 and 7 is pretty solid. Not to the point that I'm going to just storm through all available enemies, as you saw right there, but it is decent enough. Oh, potion, yes. And now we're going to need to basically head for the stairs. This is exactly the point where it starts to worry me gambling on these items, because 7 and 7 is decent, gives me decent survivability. But it's not enough for me to be sort of effective. So, do I want to gamble on picking up these new things, or not? Do I want to stick with being in an okay position, or do I want to try and become powerful, in the pursuit of which I might find myself cripplingly debilitated? Let's try. 7 and 4, yeah. And still 7 and 4. So, actually, net loss there. Anything else lying around? Don't need a potion, but there might be another weapon or something. Not really. Let's just go. Okay. Need to dodge out of there. Definitely going to need that potion. And I think at this point I'll just go for the stairs. Maybe take that armour. 7 and 10. Now that's a much better position. I mean, 7 still isn't really... 8 and 10. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's still not exactly the strongest position. Oh, crap. It's still not exactly the strongest position. There's still plenty of enemies I won't be able to take out with these stats. But it's decent. I'm, decently strong and thus have a fair chance of surviving. It's probably about the best position I could ask to be in. Reasonably. Let's try for this armour, I guess. 14! Armour 14! I'm not sure I've ever had armour 14. Unfortunately, don't have weapon to match. Picked one up there, but it still just left me with 8. Really need a potion because I'm down to health 3, and I don't want to take on the N and the O down there unless I have no choice. Yeah, this is going to finish me off, I think, this N. K isn't a problem, but that N might well do me in. Unless I can dodge around it. 2 health. My armour might be the only thing keeping me alive here. I'm sure I must have sustained several hits running away from those ends, and it was just my armour stat that was preventing them just wiping me out. Okay, I'm going to dodge straight up the stairs here because there were far too many enemies. Level 10! And it looks wide open. This might be the last level. This might actually be the top of the Zig. We have 8 health. We have 8 and 14 weapons and armour. Weapons 8 is okay. Weapons armour 14 is damn good. 8 health is okay. So I don't know what to expect here. I don't know if we're going to have to overcome a boss enemy, or just find some stairs, or grab an item, or what. I've never got this far. Okay, it's not a full screen width, this floor. There appears to be nothing here. Am I out? Is this the end of the game? Okay. Right. I guess that's it. I mean, there are no further upstairs, no downstairs, no passages opening anywhere. It's a little anticlimactic, but in the same way that the failure condition causes the game to just close, I guess the win condition doesn't cause anything. But that kind of comes with this being a 1k roguelike, basically. Programming in sort of failure behaviour and win behaviour probably takes up too much code. So, I'm going to take this wide open space on level 10 of the dungeon as completion. So just as I was saying I'm not going to have another attempt or do another episode, we actually, as far as I can tell, defeat ZigClimb. If you know better, and you know there's something I'm meant to be doing on this floor, then please let me know in the comments below. But as far as I can tell, we're done. We have successfully defeated ZigClimb. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me through my endeavours to defeat ZigClimb. And thanks to the creator, Flend, aka Tom Ford, for providing extra information on the fairly well-disguised mechanisms within the game. That knowledge was in part what enabled me to defeat the game. So thanks everyone, and rejoin me the next time for more game-related stuff, and as always, more roguelikes. So until then, bye for now.